Violence, child labor and corruption have been identified as the horrors staring the Nigerian child in the face. Now, these factors were pointed out by the president of the Nigerian Academy of Science, Professor Wale Tomori, at the second Gamaliel and Susan Onosode Foundation lecture. Now, the Professor Tomori, who was the guest lecturer, concluded that parents must train their children and mentor them to read the Society of Character Collapse. Other speakers at the event also urged the federal government to provide equal opportunities for the Nigerian child.
You have to combine all the good parts of our culture with what the Bible says, which they don't contradict each other, and base your teaching on that. And whatever it is you do to your people, let your children know from onset that these are the foundation. Remember one thing we were saying, the children watch us, the things we do that will make them, they will copy. And if we do it well, it's like a plant you are growing. If you nurture that plant, you give it the resources, it will grow well. But if you don't, the plant will die. And so that's the same thing. Those basic traditions, those basic things that we require of truth, integrity, is what is killing this country, because we have not been teaching to our children. Children, obey your parents. I mean, it's simple. I mean, because they are older than you, and if they have the teaching of the Bible in their hand, then they can then obey them because they have experience, and you're using from that experience to see what they're doing. So when your parents do well, you follow their footsteps. And when your parents do badly also, that's the kind of situation we're getting, because a lot of the things we see on our radios and TV, people who should be in jail in this country are the ones who we're all celebrating. Until we begin to change those things, this country will not go the way it should go.
Children imbibe not merely the rhetoric of their parents, but the exemplary lifestyles of their parents. If the lifestyles are good, productive, lifestyles of integrity, the children will naturally grow up in the same vein. And the dearth of integrity in our national life is evidenced in the generations that presently operate the national systems. And it's very void of righteousness in the sort of degree that will exalt the nation. As you know, the Bible says, sin is a reproach to every people, but righteousness, doing the right thing, exalts a nation. You know, God is the author of righteousness, and most of our creeds, our religious creeds, particularly the two major creeds in the country, advocate righteousness. The differences are only very slight, and we must begin to draw our children and the educative systems back to the value systems upon which great nations are built. And I'm glad to say that most of the great nations of this world were built on the scriptures.